Today's conversation could get a bit dicey. Let me just say that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is your girl, Daisy Chuako, your marriage and relationship coach from Marriage for Real. Right, so you can see from the topic that I am saying, don't stay in an unhappy marriage for the children. And I know that that will shock a lot of you. As a marriage and relationship coach, Daisy, your job should be encouraging everybody to stay in marriage, right? Particularly for children, we should be, keeping families together for the good of children. I get that. And I agree with that to a point. I agree with it to the point that I feel that absolutely the ideal situation for raising children is in a united married front. No lie, statistics back that as well. As you know, I work with couples around the world, many of them who have children, and they've gone through they're going through some real tough things and have done for a long time. Many of their relationships are toxic. The energy in their relationship is tense and hard. It's chaotic. It's conflict filled. Emotionally, verbally abusive even sometimes. I'll speak to them and they'll say, well, I've just got to stay for the children. And that's okay. I get that. Of course you're going to say that. This is the best place for the children to be. But however, I want to challenge that thought. Is it the best place? Is it the best place? So are we saying that the best place for children is in a marriage where it is toxic, it is emotionally, maybe verbally abusive, the atmosphere is tense, there is unrest, there's chaos, there's conflict, they're seeing mummy crying, they're seeing daddy angry, they're hearing doors slamming, they're afraid because at any point, mummy and daddy could break up in World War III argument again, as they did the night before and they did 2 days ago. Is that the best place for them? Because it's okay for us to say, we've just got to stay together for the children. But are we really concerned about the atmosphere, the environment that these children are staying in? Let me tell you something that's interesting. With the couples that I work with that are really struggling in their relationships, really having conflict-filled relationships, really struggling with understanding what a good relationship looks like and how to create it and how to navigate and nurture a great, healthy relationships. Though the people that really struggle with this the most are the ones who were raised in unhappy households. Here's what I'm not saying, so that you guys can rest a little bit, because I know that you're feeling a bit nervous. Like, Daisy, what are you actually saying? Are you saying we should all go away or those of us that are struggling in our marriages should split up for the sake of the children? No, it's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, do not choose to just stay. So let's say you're really having a bad time. The relationship, the marriage has been toxic. It's unhealthy. You recognize it, but you choose to stay. My challenge to you is, if you are staying and doing nothing, then you are damaging your children. Oh, Lord. If you're staying and not being committed to make absolute changes in your marriage, in your relationship, if you're choosing to stay and you're not making a commitment to shift the atmosphere in your marriage, to work on the communication, to reduce conflict, to connect better as a couple, to create a union where your children are going to flourish, then you're doing more harm to your children than good. You see, I'm slowing down. You see, I usually rush with these videos. I'm not rushing today. I'm taking long pauses. I'm catching my breath because I know this one is a lot. However much you think that you're hiding the arguments, right? You save the arguments till night, whatever. Energy cannot be hidden. And guess which group of people are the most sensitive to the energy in the atmosphere? children. They may not be able to articulate what they're feeling or even reason what it is, but they're aware of it. And that energy is sending messages to them consistently. That energy is impacting them. That energy is teaching them what they are to expect in relationship. It is forming their personalities. It's forming their boundaries. It's forming their views on life, their points of views, their perspectives. And so again, I will challenge you and say, if you're just staying in a marriage for the children and you're not doing the work, you're not being committed to change, you're not prepared to forgive, you want to keep punishing your spouse, you're not prepared to humble yourself, you're not prepared to rebuild the trust, you're not prepared to say sorry and start again, you're not prepared to do what it takes to restore the intimacy, you're not prepared to do what it takes to shift the atmosphere and create a peaceful, loving home, you are doing your children a disservice. It is better for you to walk away so that those children can experience peaceful environments when they're with mommy and when they're with daddy. Because if when mommy and daddy are together, it's continuously toxic and they're not prepared to do anything about it, you're damaging them. You're not doing them any favors, you're damaging them. If you're going to say, do you know what? I know that my children are better off in a household where mommy and daddy are together. Don't leave it there. Recognize that that's only part of the truth. And if you don't take it to the next level, then it doesn't work. So I recognize that my children, by far, are better off when mommy and daddy are together in this household, right? Where they wake up in the morning and they see mommy and daddy together. Take it further to, I recognize that my children are better off when mommy and daddy together in a peaceful, happy, united, thriving relationship. That is what's better for them. Now, if you do not have that now, if right now your relationship is toxic, unhealthy, poor communication, lots of conflict, always arguing, lots of tension, unrest, I would encourage you that if the reason that you are still here, still in the marriage is for the children, then you can't leave it there. You've got to do the work, folks. You've got to make a commitment. You've got to make a decision that you are going to turn things around. Maybe it's time you said sorry. Maybe it's time you accepted the sorry. Maybe it's time you changed your behavior. Maybe it's time you learned some new habits. Maybe it's time you got a coach and got some help so that you can shorten the transition, the transformation, and get the results so that your children can truly flourish. Many people will think that, you know what, my marriage isn't working, my marriage is falling apart, my marriage is a mess, and that's okay. We're just going to live with this, but I'm just going to pour so much love on my children, right? I'm just going to pour all my attention, all the attention on the kids. Ignore the fact that these children that I'm pouring all the attention in are living in hell, right? Let me just pour attention because you're trying to cover it up. It doesn't work. You know, I always give the analogy of this. Some of you who followed me would have heard this analogy time and time again. If you are trying to grow the healthiest, most crunchiest, sweetest apples, you don't spend your time watering the apple. Nothing happens. You can't just water the apple. What do? You've got to nurture the environment that the apples come from, the tree, your marriage, the ground. That's how you get happy, thriving, self-assured, well-grounded, confident children. When your relationship, the environment, you know that environment impacts us. And so if you are not prepared to shift your environment for the impact of your children, you're doing a disservice to them. You're doing a disservice to them. You have a choice. You have a choice to end this year and go into the next year feeling exactly the same way, living exactly the same experience, in exactly the same atmosphere, or you make a choice. You say, do you know what? I am staying. I am staying in this marriage, but guess what? I am going to do the work necessary. And if I don't know what that work is, I'm going to reach out and get the help. And I'm going to invest my time. I'm going to invest my efforts. I'm going to invest my money so that I can go off for the rest of the year and the rest of my life in a marriage and an environment that does not only allow me to thrive, not only allows my partner to thrive, but impacts my children for the rest of their lives. I love it. I love it. I'll tell you what else I love. I love seeing my boys so comfortable and happy and confident and self-assured in themselves because they're happy and confident and assured in our union. Mine and Mr. Chuako's union and the atmosphere that we've created in this home. Did it happen by chance? No, it was a choice. Right, listen, I want to tell you about an online event that I am doing. Let me try and get a bit. Oh, I thought it would allow me to do this. Can I do that? Web link. Oh, it's not allowing me. Anyway, I thought I'd get a bit clever, but it wasn't so clever as I thought it was. Right, so I have an event. It's an online event on Thursday, the 9th. It is a online marriage coaching event. So basically people are sending in their questions to me now, and I'm going to be coaching people live online. People are also going to be asking me questions there and then. This is going to be a great opportunity if there's been things that you've been really struggling with and you want some quick help and guidance and coaching with, then this is going to be a great opportunity for you to get that. Also, if you just want to hear that other people are going through what you're going through and can make it through and get the answers that they're getting, then absolutely you want to join in on that. So I'm going to put the link for that in the comments, and you definitely want to register for it. It's 8 p.m. UK time on the 9th of December. It's £20 or $26, something like that. Definitely £20 for you to register. I want to see as many of you on that event as possible. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the week. If you want support in your marriage, if you're really serious about radical change, you want to book a call with me, hit the book now button and let's have a conversation.